Evan, we're late. It's 11:01. You see, we messed up.
That's all right. That's all right.
Good morning, Grid Nation. I'm Cassie Martinez, and I'm here with Evan Newman of the Palm Beach Breakers. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. This is the second time that we ask each other that because we were in the back rooms chatting it up. Oh, we were talking about how he is from Decatur, Alabama, and I was like, I know that because Billy and Andrew live there. And I was like, that's the first time that I ever heard of Decatur, Alabama. So he's telling me that there's, what is it, 5 or 6 people
Yeah, let's see. So we've got
in Alabama?
there's 6 people from Alabama. So it's me, Andrew and Billy. We're all from Decatur. Josh and Shay are from Muscle Shoals, which is just like an hour west of Decatur. Both cities are on the river there in North Alabama. And then I think Nathan I think Nathan still lives in Alabama. I know he was going to school at Auburn, and
Yeah.
then I think Sabrina also went to Auburn, but if I'm not mistaken, I think she lives in Florida now somewhere.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
think
if
you're
she's
right.
from Florida, but I know she went to Auburn. So if you want to count her as an Alabama person too, because she went to Auburn,
Yeah, and
then
she
we have
has
7.
a bit of an accent too, you know? So I think I'll count her in with the Bamas.
I like the country accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unmistakable. You can go anywhere in the world, they'll be like, "You're from Alabama." Yes, yes.
I love it so much. I heard Billy talk for the first time yesterday, and I actually heard her talk before the podcast because she was on Jason's podcast, and I was like, I want one of those. I feel like that's the like sweetest, most polite sounding accent of them all, if that makes sense.
It's good. We're all nice. We're all so nice. It's the
You are so
Alabama
nice.
way.
And you're on vacation right now with your wife and your
Mhm.
family in
Yep.
Florida. Having fun
Uh,
living it up? Is that West Coast or East Coast? You just told me, I forgot. West Coast
it's
of
the Gulf
Florida.
Coast.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
so like the panhandle up top.
Okay. Any specific plans or just having fun or
Just go work out in the morning and then lay on the beach all day, eat some good food at night. That's pretty much it.
sounds like the best vacation you can have.
That's right. Yeah. The just take a nap. Nothing like a beach nap, Get sunburnt. Try
So
not to get
true.
too sunburnt, but
Don't get too sunburned.
yeah.
That won't be good. You'll still be recovering by the time champs rolls around, and of course, we got to get into grid now that we got all the
Hmm.
niceties out of the way. You talked about it before on Daniel's podcast, Daniel Ball. Shout out to him. But I want to hear again for, you know, just for getting to know you purposes, how you got started in fitness and how you heard about grid for the first time.
Yeah, so I'll try to make a really long story kind of short, but so I got into fitness originally in high school uh, because I wanted to get in better shape for football. I was playing on the offensive line at the time. I was a big boy. I was like 250, and I'm only 5'9", so 250, 250, 5'9". I was a pretty big boy. But my dad found CrossFit first. It was still a relatively new thing in our area, but they started up this little program at a gym in my hometown. It's called Caddo, Alabama, is where I grew up. Probably have no idea where that is, but there's a small gym
Nope.
there called Body Burn. They started up what they called the Warrior program, which was basically CrossFit, and dad started going. He talked me into going with him one day, and I went. I got my butt kicked, but I fell in love with it. And at first, it was just keeping me in shape for football. It was like an avenue to lose weight, get in better shape. I ended up playing linebacker my junior and senior year. Lost a ton of weight. I got down to like 180 pounds at one point. But it started as like that avenue to lose weight, and then it turned into like I did my first competition. I fell in love with competing. I started watching the games, and I got really serious about it. I started like doing Mayhem Athlete, training a lot more, trying to go compete more. Um, then took it a step further, got a one-on-one coach, um, and I've just kept competing ever since. And I found grid last year. Like I had seen grid before. I'd seen it on YouTube, seen it on Instagram, seen the highlight reels. I knew what it was, kinda. I'd never watched a full match, just kind of seen it here and there. I knew that Josh was doing the trials, knew that he had made it onto a team, but I hadn't really looked into it any further. And last year, Josh hit me up. I was in New York with my wife, and he basically called me and he said, "Hey, we need some people to come play with us. We're really shorthanded. Would you want to come down to Orlando next weekend and come play for us for the Breakers?" And I was like, sure. So I headed down there. They were able to get me on the roster. I played the rest of the season and came back this year. So that's pretty much it. Now we're here. Now we're headed to playoffs.
And you sure are. And when you first started Grid, you were like a single match sign, right?
Yes. Hmm.
And so they put you on the team just because you were that good. And I remember your first match, you were doing like a lot of work. So what was your experience going into Grid and doing like the Grid speed stuff after having trained CrossFit for a while?
It was kind of natural. I really like sprinting, moving fast, moving heavy weights. So that transition was kind of natural. Just like take what I do already and just move faster. It's pretty simple, really. And I love it. I love going as fast as possible. Just like hitting as hard as I can go for 30 seconds, and then just laying on the floor and dying. It's so much fun. I love it. That first match, um, the first match was kind of crazy because I had no idea what I was doing. I had to ask Matt like what I'm supposed to be doing, when I'm supposed to run out, like what which one is this? I have no idea. It was the back squat mirror was the first match when I was that single match sign last year, and I remember I was on partner forward. I did the last two quads of partner forward, and then they literally like took me to the back and had to teach me how to do the transition for the back squat
Oh
mirror
no.
in the back room before we went out there for mirror. Yeah, it was crazy. I was scared. I was nervous. I had no clue what was going on, but I was when we got through with that match, I was like, Josh, I want to do this. Like, if there's any way I could come back for the next match, I want to be on this team. Like, I want to do this with you guys. This is everything I've been looking for. It filled that void of that team sport from high school that I love so much. Like, I like doing individual comps too, but I've always loved team stuff, like being a part of a team, a part of a group. And it filled that so well. And I just fell in love with it. I was like, if you can't get me back on this year, I'm doing this next year. I'm gonna do the trials and I'm gonna come do this thing because this is something this I love and I could be really good at. And yeah, I love it. It's everything I wanted.
That is so cool. I love that so much. When you so when you started, right, as on the Breakers last season, was it from the very first match, by the way? I don't quite remember. That was like the first match of the
Yeah,
season?
it was the first match. Yeah, so I was the single match sign for the first match,
Okay.
and they were able. I don't know the logistics of how I was able to get on the roster for the rest of the season, but they were able to make that happen somehow.
Yeah, they
And
offloaded some people for you.
I I really don't know what happened. I Josh just called me and he was like, "Hey, you're on the team. You're coming to the next match with us." So I was like, "That awesome." Um,
Sick.
but they made it happen. They got me on the team, and I ended up going. I think the next one was in Tampa at Valor, Um, and then I guess after that was Vegas,
Yeah.
the double match at Vegas. So, but yeah, and then Matt gives me a call after the season, like, "Hey, do you want to do this again?" And I was like, "Absolutely, let's do it."
How was Vegas for you? You went to Vegas, right?
Yeah, I was in
Yeah.
Vegas. Vegas was fun.
That was a crazy time.
Uh,
What was the team like? What was going on?
you know, if I remember right, I think we got pretty lucky. We had most of our people. Most of our people were able to get out and get there.
Yeah.
I think we might have been missing one or two, but for the most part, we had most of our team, and we got beat by the Wild, but we were able to get the win on that second day against the Venom, and that was a really fun match. It was close the whole time, so it was a lot of fun. Uh, And then I got to, get to see Vegas and go party after the match, see all the big casinos and stuff. Vegas was cool. I'm glad I got to go.
Vegas is cool. And also, like, getting that 3rd franchise win was cool, and then what's even cooler is this season, franchise and season record is, like, matched, so now you have 6 total wins for the team, so I can't even say all those stats from before of, like, "Oh, they've only, won against the Venom, they only have, like, a few wins," and there's just so much more added, so now there's a lot more expectation going into, uh the rest of the off season, postseason, excuse me, and seasons to come. So, what was it like coming onto the team this season with all of the rookies, who were in your shoes, before?
Well, they had a lot more time to prepare than I did, and they're all super, super good athletes. So I knew they were going to be okay once they figured everything out. But I mean, we had pretty much everything set in stone, already running through matches and practices and stuff like really early this spring. So they were able to really get the help that they needed from the veterans and like get tips and stuff on the videos they were sending in. So that equals now we have really good rookies, which you've seen. I mean, our rookies are 3-0 in ringers. They're killing it in the races. I mean, they're doing awesome. Like every single one of them are doing awesome. Andrew, Billy, Nathan, Alyssa, Haley. I was
That's
almost
the
going to
Fab
say
5.
Kirsten, but she played before.
Yeah, she did. Alyssa played before too. Yeah, I got a
No,
chance to talk
Alyssa
to the Fab.
Hoffman.
Yeah, Alyssa Hoffman, but Alyssa no, sorry, her name's not Alyssa.
Yeah, it is. We have two Alyssas.
Okay, you do have
Yeah,
to
yeah,
no, Alyssa
we have
Martinez.
Alyssa. Yeah,
I wasn't thinking of Alyssa, I was thinking about Sabrina, that's who I was thinking of.
yeah.
Who
Sabrina's
she's a
played
rookie
before
for the
too, right?
Breakers, yeah,
Yeah,
but not Grid. That's who I was thinking of. I had, like,
right.
a moment. But, yeah, I got to talk to the Fab 5 yesterday. They were so fun. Were you able to watch that one?
I haven't watched it yet. Y'all had all five of them.
I had all 5 of them.
Oh, that's crazy. How
Yeah,
did
it was
how did that
crazy.
go?
It was fun. I was thinking it was gonna be a little bit more chaotic, but everybody was like, like taking turns and we found like a system. They were like pointing at each other and stuff. So it was cool. Like they're a vibe for sure. They're a lot of fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'll have to go watch that one. I'll watch it while I'm laying on the beach today.
Yes, for sure. When you're taking your beach nap. But yeah, so what's it like? Because last season obviously was your first experience. And last season was different for the Breakers. It wasn't their best season, but it was okay, this is a much better Breakers team than we've seen in seasons past. So going on
Mhm.
to the Breakers before last season, did you know about kind of like the history of the team and what
No,
Matt was trying to like build up?
no clue.
No clue.
I just did what I was told. I had no clue like about what the breakers were in the past, like what they had
Yeah.
done before. Um, and I didn't care. I like Matt. I like, I had friends on the team. I love Josh and Shay. So I didn't really care. I just went out there and tried my best and did what I was told. But yeah, I actually didn't know until we won in Vegas. I actually didn't know that they had so few franchise wins before that point until like that day. Like they told me like after that match was over, like that was hey, that was like our second win ever. And I was like, "What?" Like that's crazy. But
That is
but yeah.
awesome. Yeah, no, so the Breakers, they didn't have a win when I first started Grid. I think maybe it was, like, their 1st or 2nd season when I first, like, became aware of Grid. So watching them grow, like, as the seasons go on is for sure, like, really cool. And last season, with the addition of you and Josh and Shay, and it was just a real difference maker, game changer. And going into this season, especially adding the Fab Five, it's like he knew exactly what to put in all of those pieces uh, for what they were missing to be a playoff team. But how did it feel to, go into this season now, even if you didn't know like what the past was, and start winning?
Well, it felt great. Obviously, it's been so fun. I mean, we all just work so well together. We're all friends. We just mesh so well together, and it's a fairly new team. Like a lot of us just met a few months ago, but I feel like I've known these people my whole life. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, everybody just we just it just works. Like if you have an assignment, you just go out, you execute it, you run out, you go get the next person for the next assignment, and everybody's on the same page. And we've just been clicking on all cylinders. Everybody's sending their videos in, doing their testers, doing their assignments. Whenever we practice, there's a little goofing around, but there's not a whole lot of goofing around. Like not as much goofing around. It's all business. Everybody takes things very seriously, and it's so fun. It's so great to see like how far we've come from last year, where we were, to this year. It feels like a totally different organization. Like we went from like we went from one complete different side of the spectrum to the other. And yeah, it's fun. Winning is fun. Uh, I didn't have to do as much this year, like as far as workload, which has been great. Not feeling completely beat up after every after every match, because we've got that depth now, and depth is so important in grid. Is having having somebody fresh that can run out and do something rather than having somebody that's been beat up the whole match running out and doing something is so useful. Just like any other team sport, having fresh people to run out and do work is always beneficial. So that's that's awesome.
That is awesome. Yeah, it definitely is a lot of fun to see the progress. I was talking with the Fab Five yesterday, and they said that they took the loss against the Lions, even though it was really close and it was like one of the more exciting ones. They took it really hard because all they knew was winning. And I was like, man,
hmm
what a flex. Like you come in as a rookie and all you know is how to win. Like that's so crazy. What was your take on that?
Uh, yeah, I took it hard too. I hate losing. I like like that ride home. I like didn't talk for like 4 hours. I was just sitting there stewing on it, and I think
Wait, you
I
drove
don't know.
home?
You look, yeah, we drove home, yeah, that
Oh,
night.
wow. How far a
Well,
drive is that?
it was about 10 hours, but we actually stopped in Arkansas that night, spent the night, and then drove the rest of the way the next day. So it
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
all in at one time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh, yeah, but I mean, you go back and watch the match, and You see some reps that probably should have been no reps. You see some reps that were miscounted, and you're like, but if they had just counted that, or if they had just called that fault. But at the end of the day, you can't stew on those things too much. Like we also like you could also on the same side of that coin, you could say, well, we should have been far enough ahead that those things didn't matter. Like even if they don't call those faults, even if they miscount their snatches or whatever, we should have been far enough ahead to where that doesn't matter. We should just that handily be able to get that win, if that makes any sense. So there's some stuff that could have went our way and didn't, for sure, and it hurts to see that. But also, there are things that we could have done better as well. So you can't stew on it too much. You got to just forget about it, move on to the next match, focus on the things that we did right, look at the things that we didn't do right, try to improve on those things, and apply that to playoffs when we get to meet them again. So I'm really looking forward to that. I think it'll be different.
Yeah, I it's so crazy because I watch Grid. I think Taylor and I both like behind the desk. We watch Grid as like such fans. And we're just like, man, like this is such good like TV. This is such good entertainment. You couldn't write a better playoff picture than uh, you know, Breakers and Lions and Sharks and Brigade. Like those were like two of the
Mm-hmm.
closest matches. It was insane. What do you think was the you touched on it a little bit, but what do you think if you could think of anything specifically that could have happened to kinda take it away from the Lions from that match?
Um, I can't think of anything specifically. Like there were a lot of just very very minor things, like little small faults here and there that just kind of led to some tough losses.
Yeah,
I don't know. I can't really think of anything specifically, but
I got you.
I'm drawing a blank. I'm sorry.
No, that's
Uh,
cool. I mean, it makes sense.
I'm,
It's like one of those things that it just was so close that any, like, faults, like, they just add up. The difference between finishing sometimes is, like, half a second or a second. So, doing that rep
yeah, I
definitely
mean
does
it's
make a difference.
yeah, everything was just so close. I mean, I know me and Billy got a few faults waterfalling chest to bar. So like that's something that me specifically I could have done better. Like we probably should have gotten together and worked on waterfalling those chests to bar more. And we didn't. And that's like that's on me. That's my mistake because we should have done that. So and we may have not gotten those faults there. That would have put us further ahead, and we wouldn't have had to do as many chest to bar as we did. Uh, Billy wouldn't have gotten fatigued because she wouldn't have had to do as many chest to bar going into the triple touches. It's like a domino effect. So
Yeah.
you look at stuff like that, like what could I have done better to help the team succeed? And that's like something in my mind specifically that I think of like, man, we probably should have practiced those chest to bar more
Ooh,
because
I like
we
how
got we
specific
kind
you
of got
are.
out of sync there.
Yeah. I do remember that. And also you guys are neighbors. So, at least you have time to practice now. At least maybe, hopefully before the playoffs, if you have to waterfall anything
Yeah,
between
I
you
don't
2.
I don't think I have to waterfall anything. I'm thinking of like the Jack and Jills and the Echoes and playoffs. I don't think there's any waterfall movements. If there is, I'm not doing it. I don't think, unless I'm just missing something.
Are you guys, the handstand walk waterfall kinda thing? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
For the
yeah.
Jack and Jill?
Walking Dead, the handstand walks. Yep. Um, yeah, I don't know if Billy's on that or not. I don't think so. I don't think I'm on
Oh,
that
okay.
either, actually.
Okay. I mean, yeah,
That'll
actually,
that'll be
you
all
guys
the
don't even need
bodyweight
to be in that.
ninjas.
Yeah, you got Sabrina and Reese and Dilly that can do all that stuff.
Cody.
Cody,
Right,
yeah,
yeah.
totally.
Got some people that are really, really fast on their hands. Reese, honestly,
Yeah, for
Reese
sure.
could probably outrun me on his hands with me, like, running on my feet. Like,
It's
he's so
crazy.
fast.
I don't remember who
Like
won Bodyweight Specialist of the Year last season, but I think that Reese was my pick. But
it was
I
for
don't
sure my
remember.
pick. That's who I voted for.
Yeah. When I voted, I was like, there's nobody else like that even comes close to Reese in my brain for having like done the whole season and like the speed that he goes at and everything. I'm like, there's no way. Like that was definitely like the guy that I picked. I don't remember who won. I mean, not knocking whoever who won, but just that was,
I'm not sure
the
who won
thought in my
either. I
brain.
can't think of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Reese is awesome. Last year when we did Walking Dead, I think we were playing the Sharks that day. Watching him literally dive into a handstand walk like he's diving into a swimming pool. I mean, he was covering half the handstand walk before he was even up on his hands walking. It was correct. Like he's just like shh, and he's done. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. I think we ended up taking a bonus flag on that race too last year, which was cool. They threw their bonus flag and we ended up taking it. Uh,
Oh, that's cool. Against who was that?
which I that was against the Sharks. Yeah,
Oh, okay. Oh,
last
that's
year.
sick. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a crazy thing to throw a bonus flag against the Sharks. Uh,
Well, I
at that
mean, they have a lot of really, really good gymnasts. So I
yeah,
probably
they
would have thrown
do.
the bonus flag too, honestly. I don't nobody was expecting Reese to dive into his handstand walks and walk
Yeah,
that
yeah,
fast,
yeah.
I think. As I didn't know Reese could walk that fast. Like I had seen his testing videos or whatever, and it was really fast, but then seeing it in person and he's just like back and forth.
Yeah.
I was like, this is crazy. How could you even he's literally running on his hands.
It's like borderline scary. Like if I saw that at nighttime like running towards me, I would like crap myself. Like he's so fast. Like it's like a monster chasing you, but in a good way. In a good way though, cuz that's so cool and I'm jealous. But now you're going to the playoffs. You have your team, your squad. What is it that you're most looking forward to? What elements do you most like? Like what is
Snatch.
your jam? Snatches? Okay. So you're
Yeah,
going to
I
hit
love
that ladder?
snatches. Oh yeah, I'm gonna crush that later. I love snatches. Snatch is my favorite movement by far. Even doing those squat snatches in that echo against the lines, like that was so
Oh yeah.
fun. Just pulling straight under and standing it up. I love that. But anything with a barbell, uh, cleans, squat cleans, clusters, thrusters, any barbell element, I love barbell. Uh, some of the gymnastic stuff I love too. Um, Triple touches are super fun. Double touches are fun. Um, Chest to bar, toes to bar, anything like that. Any gymnastic stuff. I love handstand walking. I don't need to handstand walk because we have a lot of people that are faster than me, but I love walking on my
Yeah.
hands. Uh, pretty much anything except for like the stuff that just hurts and there's no like
The
what's
male
that
triad
one?
stuff
Uh,
basically.
oh yeah, all the male triad stuff that just hurts and just sucks.
Yeah.
Um, like the deck to squat over box. I don't know if you've ever tried
Mm.
those. Those are
Mhm.
awful. Those hurt so bad. Like burpee box jump overs are bad enough, and then you add a squat in the bottom, and it just makes it so much worse. And it's like mentally it's hard too because when you come up in that squat and you're like eye level with the box. So it's like, how am I gonna jump up here right now? But yeah,
That's
I do not
crazy.
like triads. Triads just and I should because I'm a CrossFitter, but they just suck. Those aren't any fun. those just those are just pain. Like
I love how you're like, "Oh, CrossFit." Like, I love CrossFit. My favorite thing to do in grid, basically everything except for like the CrossFit stuff.
Yeah, it's grid is like my break from CrossFit. Grid's when I get to do fun stuff. Grid's when I get to run out and do 25 thrusters as fast as
Yeah,
I can and then run off. Uh, or go and like smash a barbell ladder. You don't get to do that stuff in CrossFit competitions, like
yeah.
you don't get to go just rip a heavy barbell as fast as you can. That never pops up in competition. Like you'll get a 1 rep max or a complex sometimes, but never do you just get to run out and just rip a heavy barbell off the floor and just do it really fast and then run off and tag another guy. It's, yeah,
Yeah, you have to be
grid
th out there
grid
for
is
like
like
15, 20 minutes.
yeah, you gotta like you do like a 2K row. Kind of
Oh my
nonsense is
god.
that? No, don't get me wrong. I love CrossFit too, but not as much as I love grid. Grid is so fun. I'm just
That's
smiling
awesome.
thinking about it. Like oh man, I just love this stuff. Uh, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I like all the grid movements. Um, anytime I get to run out there and do something, I'm just happy. I'm in my element.
Heck yeah, that's awesome. The snatch hang snatch ladder is definitely my favorite, so I'm gonna have to, like, watch out for you on that one.
It's my second
'Cause it
favorite.
what's your first? The regular snatch?
Just snatch, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I'm a better hang snatcher than a snatcher. I mean, snatch is also my favorite movement. Um, but hang snatch, like, that's my favorite. But especially doing one after the other, I think it's just so fun to watch. Like, there's a lot of suspense since you're there for a while. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's kinda scary, like, if you because sometimes, if you come in and, like, bouncing to come back into that hang snatch and trying to go fast, sometimes that bar will feel like it's gonna slip out, and you're like, "Whoa." It's, I don't know. It hurts a little more than the snatch ladder, a little bit more fatigue, it takes a little longer, but it's fun too. It's definitely my second favorite, and then after that, probably the clean ladder would be my third favorite, I think. The one from playoffs, that deadlift clean, that one is
Oh,
awful,
yeah. It
and
is.
I heard they're making it heavier this year, so that'll be interesting. I think that's gonna hurt some people. I think that last bar of that deadlift clean is gonna really put some people down.
Yeah, I agree. If it doesn't put people down, it's definitely one that like people rest on a lot and lose time like for the time cap. Like they'll do like deadlift, take off their hands and then do the clean, which
Yeah,
is just not optimal, obviously.
it's a long one. It really is. Like, uh, it takes probably 6 to 7 seconds longer than all of the other ladders. Like, I timed mine from last year when we did Walking Dead at Valor, and I believe it took me 32 seconds to do all four on the deadlift clean. Which, and ideally, most of the other ladders, our thing is like we want you done under 26 seconds, all four in under 26 seconds, or whatever you're going to do in under 26 seconds, whether that's all
Right.
four, two, three, and four, one, two, and three. But it's definitely a different strategy when you have 3 reps. It takes a lot longer. Um, I think you're going to see a lot of people do like two, three, and four instead of doing all four. I think that's probably going to be a thing that happens just to get more people through. Skip that first bar, take some of the time away.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of those like it's not like the snatch ladder that is just like boom and like throw it up there and then you can move on. So definitely timing is going to be a factor, especially for teams like yours that are like really good at the ladders. So that want to keep that score up and finish that. Do you clear all the ladders?
I can't clear the push press ladder. That's the
Okay.
only one.
But you did
I
bar 3, right?
I did bar three. Yeah, I did
Okay.
one, two, and three. Um, I messed up. I thought I had enough time to hit one, two, and three. I actually went last. I should have just done 2 and 3. I ended up not getting the third bar. They didn't give me credit for that third bar because I ran out of time. But I thought I had enough time. I was hustling. I was trying to get them all 3 done, but I was wrong.
You didn't start the movement before the time cap?
Uh, I had started the I think I had gotten it to my shoulder before the time cap, but I hadn't pressed it. And I think you had I think the rule was like
I think you have
I
to
think you have
start
to
the
lock.
movement. Yeah.
I
No,
thought you
I
had to
think
be
you have
locked out before time ran out though.
no, I think you have to have it could have changed, but from what I remember when I used to referee, it was you have to start the movement. But I don't know if the movement would start when you break it off the floor or when you lift it off your shoulders, you know what I mean? Like, cause that's
Yeah,
a tough one, cause it's just
maybe
a push press.
yeah, maybe they're counting just the press then. I
Maybe.
don't know.
That would make sense.
I
Damn,
I'm
so
fairly
close.
certain I didn't get credit for that red though. But I did hit 1, 2, and 3.
Well, I'm sure
I
Josh will
tried.
watch this and do the stats for it and let
Oh
you know.
yeah, he's got all the analytics. That man is like he'll just be rattling off times, and I'm like, how do you memorize all this stuff, dude? This is crazy.
What a cool dude.
He's just like he'll just sit there and watch, and he's just timing everything with a stopwatch.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
that's
grid
sick.
stats page. The grid stats page is pretty cool. I've been liking that. I'm glad he did that.
I've
Gives
been regularly checking every day, like, to make sure that there's, things that I know when I talk to people.
I think it's good. I think it gets some athletes that don't get as much recognition, like some recognition for the stuff they're doing really well, which I think is awesome. Um, I mean, you'll see some names pop up on there, and you're like, wow, like I didn't even know that they were that. I didn't know they had it like that. That's they'll be putting up crazy times, and if you don't really go through and just watch every single individual thing and time it all out, it's hard to know because there's so many variables in the matches. But once you really break down those stats and you see all these like hidden superstars, you're like, this is cool.
No, 1,000%. I've I've been so close to almost volunteering myself in the off season to, like, looking at stats and, like, going through, like, the numbers and everything, but then I remember that I'm really bad at math and, like, I'll just, like, go cross-eyed and, like, not know what's happening. That's, like that's all I want is to know the stats, but I'm not able to, like, do it myself, you know what I mean? So, I'm glad that
I
somebody's
think,
doing it because it's helpful.
yeah, I would go crazy if I had to sit there and just time stuff and just put stats in a sheet all day. I would just go crazy. I
Yeah,
wouldn't
I
be
mean
able to do it. I can't keep my attention focused on one thing for that long.
no, me neither. That's why the only thing that I'm good at is, like, talking and writing, because writing, you could go back in and just, like, clean it up, but talking, you could just, like, you just start, and it's, like, my favorite thing in the whole entire world. So, at least you have, everybody's good at their things, you know what I mean? Everybody has their lane. I'm glad that's his lane and that's what he chose to do because, we needed that. But,
Absolutely.
yeah. How old are you?
22.
You're 22? You're 20?
Mhm.
No way. That's awesome.
Yep.
Uh, did you go to college?
I actually just started college at Oklahoma State. But no, originally I didn't go to college. I came out of high school and started working. I ended up quitting that job because I didn't like it. I became a firefighter. Uh, and then I've been doing that for almost 3 years now. And this spring, I kind of decided I needed a new challenge, like something to challenge me intellectually. So I decided to go back to school.
That's awesome. Are you doing, something related to firefighting?
Kind of. It's a engineering degree. It's fire safety engineering and technology. So it's Yeah, it's pretty much related to firefighting, but that's not why I'm doing it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, it's kind of like a plan B or like a plan for when I retire, because firefighting, you retire really young. I'll retire at the
Yeah.
age of 44, so that'll be something that I can go do after I retire. It's kinda like my plan B, something I can go into when I'm done doing what I'm doing now.
That's sick. I wanna retire at 44. I wanna retire now. That's
Don't we
awesome.
all? Actually, I don't wanna retire yet. I love my job. I've got
That's
the best
good.
job in the world.
Heck yeah, that's amazing. That's really cool, and congrats on that, and I hope it goes well for you. But
Thank you.
the reason I was asking that is you said that you watched, like, the games and stuff earlier. Like, who was it when, like, you started watching the games that made you be like, "Man, like, CrossFit is so cool," and, like, competing and all of that stuff?
It's Fraser. Fraser was huge, when I started. I started in 2017. I think that's the year he won his 2nd games. So, that's kinda my journey into CrossFit was while Fraser was going on his run of all his wins. Obviously, Tia Toomey, and then all the other guys too, like, I'm a big Jacob Hepner fan, um, all those OG guys. Noah Olson, I really liked him at the time too.
Yeah.
Obviously Froning, everybody loves Froning, but, yeah, Fraser was the big man when I started, so I was always watching Fraser
That's
because he was
crazy.
just
And
doing
20
insane stuff.
Yeah, no, totally. I just didn't know that you were in CrossFit for that long because I mean, not that it doesn't show because obviously it shows and you're strong in all
Mhm.
those things, but in 2017 you were what, like 15 or 14 or
I was
something?
15, yep. I
That's
started when I was
crazy.
15. I had to ride to the gym with my dad until my 16th birthday, or he would have to carry me to the gym if he wasn't planning on going, or I'd have to find a ride. But yeah, I started when I was 15, uh, and I'd say I started getting really serious about it probably when I was 17 or 18, um, and then like really, really competing a lot and taking it really, really seriously started around like 19. So for the past 2 or 3 years, that's when I got my, one-on-one coach is when I was 19.
Yeah. Dang, that's so cool. And you're gonna have such a, great career in CrossFit and grid. Like you're so I mean, you're not that much younger than me. You're what, like 2 or 3 years younger than me, but like, the fact that you started so early, like, I'm jealous, like, that's so cool, and you're just gonna, like, continue to, like, grow and get better, so that's really awesome. Are you planning to, like, take it further with CrossFit and kind of, like, compete in CrossFit and try to go to the higher levels?
Um, the goal has always been to make semifinals. I was very, very close last year. I think I definitely have the ability to make semifinals. I don't know about the games. Training for the games is a full-time job.
Yeah.
Obviously, I have a full-time job, and there's been some firefighters go to the games in the past, but also like uh, time with family, time with friends is very important to me too. It's something that I value a lot, and I don't know that I would be willing to sacrifice that time, like time with my wife, to do what it takes to train to go to the games. But I do think I'm good enough to make semifinals, and I'm definitely going to continue to try to do that. That's always been the dream, is to go to a semifinal and compete. Um, so that and grid is kind of what the focuses are right now.
That's awesome. I hope you make it. I'm sure you can at this point, but, uh it's definitely a tough region to be in too, a little bit, right? I mean, I guess they're all tough regions, like, there's fit people everywhere, but I feel like forgive me if I'm wrong, because I watch CrossFit, but I'm not, like, super into, like, the whole, like, regional where everybody is, but I feel like over here is, like, one of the toughest ones, no?
Yeah, Southeast is definitely probably the hardest region. That's where all a lot of good people in this region. But this
Yeah.
year it was a little different. Like, um, it was kind of weird how it worked this year, but there was an in affiliate semifinal, and then you could get invited to any of the other semifinal events. So if you got an invitation, once you qualified, you could do the in affiliate semifinal, or you could get an invitation to some of the in person qualifiers. Uh, and so there were several chances, several avenues for these athletes to make the games.
Yeah.
So it was a
That
little different this year, I think. Uh, but the qualifying process for semis was still the same. It was top, I think it's top 200, top, yeah, top 200, I think is what it was. Maybe
Oh,
I
okay.
might be wrong. I don't know.
That's really cool, but it's really cool that you were able to almost go to a semifinals and, like, almost make it in. I did, well, I didn't do, but I went to a semifinals, uh, a few years ago, and it was the Southeast one. It was, like, when it was in Orlando. And I remember just, like, looking at I've never been to a semifinals, and, like, that was my first time learning about, like, the process of qualifying for the games, and, of course, it changes almost, like, every freaking year after that.
Hmm.
So I probably do don't entirely know how it works anymore. But I
I
remember
feel
just,
like
like
they change it every year.
yeah, for real. But I remember looking at the field and I'm like, "Damn, like, this is the CrossFit Games, like, what the hell?" Like, I know, like, almost all of these people from my TV screen, and it was just, like, a really cool experience, uh, to, like, watch.
Yeah, that's one of the coolest things about Wadapalooza is I did Wadapalooza 2 years ago on it was a RX team, but if you're an athlete in any division, you're back there in the warm up area, and all these big names are walking around like people that you've just seen on your TV, like you said. That was one of my favorite parts about Wadapalooza is just being like there with all of these elite athletes. It was cool.
That is really cool, yeah. Wadapalooza is fun. Are you gonna do Wadapalooza next year?
I'm thinking about it. I may do the qualifier to see how it goes. Um, Try to make elite, and if I make it, then I'll have to make the decision. Like, is that something that I want to spend the money and travel on? Uh, it all depends on my schedule, my wife's schedule, how much vacation time each of us have. But I'm thinking about it. I didn't do it last year. I definitely want to do Wadapalooza again. Wadapalooza is very, very fun, and they did it on. They moved the location last year, so it's
Yeah,
on
on the
Miami
sand.
Beach now. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I would really like to do that.
It was cool. I fear you didn't miss too much from this past the Wadapalooza just because it was so cold. Like, it never gets as
Really?
cold as it was that weekend, and it was awful, and there was, like, no sun until Sunday. Sunday was a nice day, but Friday and Saturday, it was miserable, it was windy, it was awful, but at least next year, Wadapalooza will be in March, so it'll be a little bit better, and it'll definitely not be cold.
I feel like my definition of cold and your definition of cold are two very different things. I mean, what was it, like 60?
It might have been, like, 65, so super
Oh my
fair,
god. I
super
keep my
fair.
house I keep my house on 67.
That I mean, but in your house is different from, like, outside. I mean,
Yeah, it
yeah,
is, it is.
it's
I know what
it's
you're
one of
saying.
those it's one of those things where, like, I don't know how to dress for the cold because of where I live. So, it's also, like, a lack of preparation on my part too, but it was windy though, like, it was, like, actually windy. So, I
Yeah.
feel like that changes things too.
If I was doing a CrossFit competition and it was 65 degrees and windy, I would be so happy. Like, I would be all smiles. I'm like, "This is awesome. It feels so good out here. I'm
Okay,
not gonna
fine.
die."
Yeah, I mean, then maybe next year when it's, like, in March and it's, like, super sunny, it might not be your favorite, but the venue itself was super cool. So it'll be fun either way, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I would I would definitely like to do it again. I hope I have a chance. If not next year, then maybe the year after that. We'll see.
Yeah, heck yeah. You gotta come back, and that way I know more people on the field, so I could be like, "Woo, Evan," and I could like cheer on all my grid people. Cause that's another fun thing is like seeing all the people that do grid at Wadapalooza and they're competing in like
Mhm.
next to like all the CrossFitters like that I see on the
Yeah.
TV, and it's like, "Oh snap! Like you guys are good like in real life."
We had a lot of good people at Magic City games last
I
weekend in
saw.
Birmingham. Yeah.
I
That
love
was
the group
cool.
picture.
We all got to take a picture. That was really cool. And everybody did really well too. So I think I think out of everybody in that picture, I think everybody was on the podium. So
That's sick.
yeah, that's awesome. Representing grid,
That
you
is
know.
really cool. Grid is the best, man. I hope people, like, look at you guys, like, at the Magic City games and stuff like that, and are like, "Man, like, they play Grid, like, that's the real deal. Because it really is. Like, the way that you guys, like, move and are able to move so quickly during the races and stuff. I hope just people get more inspired to play the sport. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Every it's just gonna keep growing. The sport's gonna keep growing. It's too fun to watch not to keep growing. Everybody
Yeah.
I talk to, everybody from the gym, all everybody in my family, I talk them into watching a grid match, and they hit me up afterwards, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, like that was so fun to watch. I can't believe I've never discovered this before." And now they're all I get pictures uh like even my wife's family will be sending her pictures. They'll be at home, like they'll take a picture of their TV and I'll be on the TV or whatever, and they're all sitting around watching the grid match. It's cool. It makes me smile. It makes me happy. I'm glad so many people are watching it now, and it's getting the attention that it deserves because it really is fun to watch.
It is, I'm glad. That makes me so happy. It's a lot of work that goes into it, and I hope it just gets more fun to people for people to watch, and we're able to, like, keep doing things that make it entertaining and stuff like that. Yeah,
We're
it's
gonna make
definitely
it
really
on
cool.
ESPN one day. We're gonna do it.
That's
It's
the
gonna happen.
goal, dude, that's the goal. I'm
Yeah, I
dying
mean,
for it.
you look and you see like they're playing cornhole on ESPN, and you're like, this could be grid. This should be grid. This is boring.
Exactly. My goal since forever ago was to be working at ESPN in some capacity. I just wanna, like, work on that network, and if Grid takes me there, like, that would be a dream come true. I think that would be, like, the coolest thing ever. Yeah, replace cornhole. That stuff is boring. I mean, it's fun
Yeah,
to
like
play, but to watch, like, come on. I'm looking at Bush's Baked
cornhole.
Beans logo, like, everywhere on the freaking cornhole board. Like, what am I doing here?
Yeah,
But
maybe we can do a combo event. We can have cornhole and grid brought to you by Bush's Baked Beans and Olipop. Just have an
oh,
ad.
there we
Everybody's
go.
got a bowl of beans with an Olipop.
A balanced meal.
Yes, that's all you need. That's
I'm gonna
nutrition.
I'm gonna clip this and send it to ESPN, like, "Here you go. I just figured out how to fill up your Saturdays, when
This
college
is your
football is
new
not
idea.
on." Yeah.
Yeah. Screw the
Alright.
Alabama Tennessee game. This is it.
Yeah, who are those people? Are you, like, Roll Tide?
Yeah, I'm an Alabama fan. I'm
Okay.
not like super roll tide. I don't take it that seriously.
Roll Tide.
My dad downstairs, he's probably watching this right now, actually. I think he said he was going to watch it, but he
Is
is a
he our
very,
one
very,
viewer?
very serious Alabama fan. Um, he he will like he has a certain spot that he has to sit. It's like a superstition thing. Like if he's not sitting in that spot, they'll lose. So he
Oh,
has to sit in that spot.
I
And he
love that.
watches every game. Very, very big Alabama fan. Always has been. So I grew up in a Roll Tide house. But I don't
That
take it that seriously. I watch
yeah.
the games. If they lose though, it doesn't like ruin my day,
Right.
Like it's whatever.
Shout out Mr. Newman. I love a superstitious fan. That just means you care, you know? I do you what is, like, your NFL team? Do you have one?
Uh, I consider myself a Titans fan, but I
Okay.
think
Shout out
I
Cam
think in the N
Ward.
yeah, I think in the NFL, I'm just more like, I like individual players. So,
Mhm.
like, a lot of the players came from Alabama, obviously, that I like. Jalen Hurts, Tua, Jalen Waddle.
Yeah,
So I look at Alabama fans, like who they're playing for, and if like I kind of root against the team that they're playing against. But yeah, I like the Eagles too. I'm kind of a little bit of an Eagles fan too, I guess. I don't really like the Chiefs. I don't know. Maybe that's just because it's like a bandwagon thing. I'm not
I
sure. I
agree.
didn't like the
It's
Patriots when
annoying.
they were really good either, but yeah, I think it's the bandwagon thing. All you hear
Yeah.
is Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. So I'm
I
not
hate
really a
a
big Chiefs fan.
Yeah, I hate a quarterback dynasty bullcrap story. Like, I'm definitely, like, the same way. I mean, I hate Tom Brady. I can't stand Patrick Mahomes. So, maybe, like, I agree with you in some sense, but I also hate Tom Brady because I'm from Miami. So, it's definitely a sore
Ah,
spot, you know? So, it comes with the territory, I think. You know
gotcha.
what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Alright. I know I'm taking up a lot of your vacation time, so I wanna ask you one more question, and then I'll let you go
Yep,
take a nap on the beach.
awesome.
I'm not gonna ask you who's going to win, the Eastern Conference, because that would be disrespectful. Obviously, you're gonna say yourself, and I don't want you to say anything that's gonna, make your superstitious father, upset or anything like that, so I'm not even gonna ask you about that, right? I'm gonna ask you, who do you think is gonna win the Western Conference between the Sharks and the Brigade, in your opinion?
Um, in in my opinion, just when you look at it on paper, I would have to say the Sharks. I think they have more depth. I think they have um, just more people on their side that can provide. Like they have a lot of specialty people too, a lot of really good gymnasts. The Brigade have really good players too. The Brigade is a very good team. They absolutely killed that last race against the Sharks. That was so fun to watch.
Yeah.
And obviously, they have a lot of really good gymnasts too. I just think the Sharks have more depth, and I do think that they're little bit of a better team. Just when you look at the numbers on paper. That being said, I think it'll be close. I think it's anybody's match. I think they're both going to kill it, and I like both teams. I want them both to do well, but if I had to answer the question, I'd say the Sharks.
Alright, good answer. I just keep asking people that about their opposite conference. I'm just wondering what people are thinking, just because I'm really excited to watch both of these matches, and they're gonna be really close, and it's been a
Oh
lot of
yeah,
fun watching you on the grid and your team, and I hope you guys crush it, and, good luck on the playoffs and potentially the championship.
thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you wanna tell the people before we hop off?
Yeah, just let me thank my sponsors real quick.
Yeah.
Fit Life Scholarships. That's actually an organization my dad started. They're providing people that can't afford to go to the gym, personal training opportunities, and just a chance to get back into the gym and kind of get their life back on track. So, doing some really good stuff. They're my main sponsor this year. So just want to thank them. Also thank Blue Dolphin Pools, BCS Insurance, Decatur Nutrition, and Midway Memorial Gardens. So just give a quick shout to my sponsors.
That's awesome, and that's a really cool thing that your dad does. Shout out your dad. Mr. Newman, I'm learning so much about you. I'm a fan.
Yeah, it's
All
very
the Newman
cool. Yeah, we've
family.
been able to help some college students, single mothers, just people that are having a rough time with money and things, get back into the gym, get some personal training, some CrossFit coaching, things like that. So it's uh it's a pretty cool thing. I hope it gets some more attention. I don't have a lot of followers on social media, but hopefully I can bring some more attention to it, talking about it, and maybe we can help some more people. So
That is amazing. That's such an awesome thing that you guys are doing. Thanks for that, and thanks for sharing. Good luck on the playoffs. Thanks for letting me talk your ear off on vacation. I didn't know that you were on vacation until you told me right before our
that's no
conversation.
problem.
I really appreciate it, but good luck. I had fun.
I will. Thanks. Good talking to
All right.
you.
You too. Peace sign it out.